Lecture is really close to the lazy. So I'm not sure which page is this. There's a they don't have bad. Is this one have no problem? Internet is getting out and in. You see the page?
Yes, on the bottom here.
No. That
Different one.
this one, this one. Yeah.
New one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
So what I can do is the single page I can make like this.
Yeah,
Then
there you go.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be
One,
the same. Yeah.
3, 4,
You want me to double check and see
5,
if it's there?
6, 7. So page 7. You have a page there?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
number on there. No, that's
Yeah, page 7. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Mm. Oh, something is wrong, I think. Mhm. Okay. I don't know who's the. Mm. Oh, am I not host?
Should be, yeah. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm the host.
Yeah, you host, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I will make the co-host,
Yeah, there you go.
make co-host, and make a co-host.
I have to translate it, yeah.
Okay, I thought I made this one English with them. Oh, okay. I don't know why. Mm. Okay. This is really, really new. So no, I have to figure out a Facebook live stream.
Oh, you're trying to do both at the same time?
Yeah.
So then,
Here come it's come.
okay, cool. Here. So complicated, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bit, if you're a monk, you just read prayers, do meditation, take care of monastery. No Zoom. No, everywhere have Zoom.
Now I know why all of the show have 1,000 arms.
One for iPhone, one for iPad, one for camera. Very busy, huh? Not lazy. Yeah, okay.
Okay, then good.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now page 7. Please read in English.
Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfect and complete Buddha.
There's more text.
And virtuous one, Sugata, knower of the world, charioteer who tames beings, unsurpassable one, teacher of gods and humans, incomparable Shakya king, touching my head to the immaculate dust on your feet, prostrate with devotion.
Oi ganze ganye zo che dan ze sa jen de lai komba den bo ne nga ne je den de na cho je de ze che ba che lai cha ze lo. English?
At the time of your birth, chief among two-legged beings, you took 7 steps on this vast earth and declared, I am the most excellent one in this world. Homage to you who were wise at that time.
Tibetan?
Nanda.
公爱教导所上，我一切家族世界了，这般觉得所难难挨，公布全年却来查测了。
You have a completely pure body, supremely beautiful. It is like a mountain of gold in an ocean of wisdom. Your fame shines brilliantly throughout the 3 worlds. Homage to you who became supreme protector.
莲拜参见大为学三代扎为觉来家者，对这接着是拜所难在娘妹见见觉来家者。
With supreme marks, your face is immaculate, like the moon. Homage to you whose complexion is like gold. Such a flawless being as you is an ornament to the 3 realms of existence. Homage to you who are endowed with incomparable knowledge.
民众都为考虑君在见我谢谢年是。 就多考虑就在这，滚就来见我正在这，我不谢谢你谢谢来的，你越学白的来查子路。
Supreme human charioteer who tames beings, Tathagata who cut through all binding fetters, with senses calm and fully pacified, you are a master of peace. Homage to you who dwell in Sravasti.
我多谢 Shandamba Tamje Jembe Damba Bo Sona Yende Jazo She Dejen Shelai Chazelo.
Protector endowed with great compassion, revealer of omniscience, source of an ocean of merit and qualities, homage to you, Tathagata.
Nanda Jai Dewe Joy Jewe Nyasun Le Dreshen Chedo Dundai Jojo Bai She Joy Chalai Chazelo.
Dear cause of freedom from desire, liberation from the lower realms through virtue, desire the ultimate and supreme, homage to the Dharma that is peace.
De Lobai Dalai Rabdungu Shenje Dambai Yunden Den Gende Layan Chazelo.
Being liberated, you also show the path to liberation. Completely devoted to the trainings, to the line among the fields, field of qualities, homage to the Sangha.
Umejijin Jeporando, Duzu Sanje Gunjin Ngoye, Rasa Chuku Ngozo, Tunzaba, Zawe Lamana Language, Tabje Doje Shajere Zoto, Shinje Mendo Doje Bon, Seji Lumbo Dabo Jebe Go, Shaje Zo, De Language, Temevase Doje Jingodo, Mande Shije Ngombo Jedabo. Tamje Siba Gunje Chujeje, Nyame Driku Renjen Goja, Taso Sanje Tanje Jolo Choso Roa, Chinje Laptoso, Cholando Loma, Chinje Laptoso, Lantropaso, Chinje Laptoso, Tropa Yisu Sajawach. Niji de Bandela Menzola Jebso Joa, Chuje Sanjela Dala Menzola Jebso Joa, Nasa Bandela Menzola Jebso Joa, Taveta Roa, Chinje Laptoso, Tuchin Roa, Chinje Laptoso, and then Namba Chinje Laptoso. Chaja Chamber Jojo Mondo, Sending Latova Chinje Laptos, Sanje Gunda Zava Lamala, Kosungo Chamber, Zelon the Manor Ramon Shabat, Sedan Droba Nyambra Chinje Lo. Good morning.
Доброе утро.
Today we're going to go through this called the Dhammapada. In the Pali, it's called the Dhammapada.
Сегодня
In
мы
the
будем
Sanskrit,
говорить
it's
текст
called the
Дхармапада,
Dharmapada. I think
который
this
на Пали
is,
называется Дхармапада.
yeah. So this text is
Это текст,
Buddha's word many time, many occasion, different occasion, different situation, different
описываются
person.
разные
He give this
ситуации,
advice.
разные
So
яды, от которых даются
collection of
советы.
all the advice,
Все это
from
советы.
his age 35 to until 82. During those occasion, he's giving teaching, and there's lots of circumstances happen,
На
many
любые
things happen, and
обстоятельства,
those time,
которые происходят,
and
на любые
he's
вещи,
giving
которые происходят
words,
здесь,
and most
даются
of these
слова,
words
и большинство этих
memorized by
слов
the Ananda, so one of his nephew,
запомнил Ананда,
who had a great memory
вернее, его
ability.
племянник, у которого
Pretty much
была
he's like
хорошая
a
память,
photocopy memory. I think
но у
they
него
call
была
it
такая
photocopy
память, что
memory.
он
Yeah,
мог все
photograph memory.
скопировать, как фотографическая память.
So that way also Buddha choose him as his
И
attendant,
Будда выбрал его как представителя,
because Buddha
потому
doesn't want
что
to lose his all those teachings.
Будда не хотел потерять все эти учения.
Ananda collected all those during
И
those
Ананда
time.
собрал с тех времен.
So this is, I think, similar like a
Это, я думаю, также схоже.
like a Drikung we have called the Gungjik
То, что мы
text,
называем
similar
гунчик
like that.
текст, похоже.
During many different occasions, and there are some
Разные жизненные
circumstances happen,
ситуации,
and because of that,
обстоятельства происходят.
and Buddha give these teachings
И на все
each
эти
individual.
причины
So
Будда
you can
дает
see later each
советы.
words is taught by Buddha to certain individuals.
Для каждого
So and this is also
индивидуума.
show
И
how
также
to
показывается, как
day by day how to
день за
become
днем
being Buddhism, because sometimes people think as a Buddhism mean you have some kind of like called a refugee name. You know, then you become a Buddhism. Sometimes you think that Buddhism means that you change your robe of cloth color, or just a little bit stranger, and then you become a Buddhism. It's not that way to Buddhism. Buddhism is a principle of how you change your daily life, daily thought, daily belief. And so in the Buddhism we said view, meditation, conduct. So view is like how you look, I look, when you look, you will see someone, and when you see someone, you have some way to what called the perceiving. Perceived, different type of perceived, so different type of view, different type of so that is called the view. And so once you so in the Buddhism you have to understand what is the view of a Buddhism. So it's normally in the Eight Noble Path we call the right view. So view of Buddhism, you have to understand the two truth, relative truth and absolute truth. That is the view of a Buddhism. So those both need, because sometimes people too much focus on the relative truth, but they forget about the absolute truth. So that way they want to all the elegant, like a melody, singing, mantra, ritual, and so many things that is so elegant, but then they forget about the true meaning. So that is called the extreme of the view of a relative, but lack of a absolute. But then sometimes people become too much on the extreme view of a absolute, but then they forget about the relative, and they talk high things. Samsara and nirvana is a one taste. There's no samsara, nirvana, everything is a non-duality and this and that, but their life is nothing changed. Their everyday life is the same. They carry on the same things, but they talk lots of heavy stuff, looks fancy. So those are called the extreme view of a absolute. So that both are not healthy. So those you have to have a balance of those both absolute and relative. So when you have a right one, that one, then you can understand what is the view of a Buddhism. So that one is to carry on according to the Mahayana, and particularly in the Vajrayana, we normally said you need two things, emptiness and compassion. Those two are the true truth of relative and absolute. When talking about the compassion, talking about all the relative truth level of understand of the phenomena is based on the compassion. That's what compassion means. Then you have to understand the impermanent, you have to understand the false of samsara, you have to understand the quality of the nirvana, you have to understand that what is the path of the nirvana, and those all detailed understand is called the compassion. Under the compassion or bodhicitta, and including all those subjects, then come to the absolute. Then absolute is talking about the truly the reality of suchness, of emptiness. So the two, when you understand those two, without a kind of like a misunderstand and without a contradictory. Make sense? Because a lot of time there's contradictory of the relative and absolute. Like you can see some teaching said, do not do the physical activity, it becomes distractions. Then it looks like the relative and absolute become a contradictory. You have to understand the relative and absolute as a two leg. Like bird have two wings. Without the contradictory support each other, then it becomes unmistaken, understand the view of a view. Now, once you understood the view, then called the meditation. Meditation means that once you understood the unmistaken view, then you have to carry on. You have to put on practice. Understand is nothing if you don't put on practice. So also put on
Понимание
practice is
того,
a
что
lot of
вы
people think the
применяете
put
на
on practice is
практике.
go to retreat, recite the mantra, and you
Люди
have a
идут
number of a
ретрит,
mantra and learn some
читают
yoga,
мантры,
and they said, "Oh,
учат
I'm great
йогу
practitioner." It's
и
nothing
считают
have
себя
to do with
великими
that practice.
практиками.
Practice means that
Практика так
whatever
не
you
делается.
understand
Практика
is
значит,
apply and
что
imprint in your
что
heart,
бы вы ни делали,
imprint in your mind,
у
and
вас
become
это
you are
все
part of that.
отпечатывается в уме.
Make sense? We talk lots of heavy things, but our reality is it here.
Наша
We talk
реальность, она
here.
здесь. Мы говорим
And you
здесь.
not mix those two.
И мы должны понимать, что есть
So
две
that is
истины.
called the view and meditation. View and meditation is not,
Это воззрение и
coming
медитация.
together.
Они идут вместе.
So then, when you're meditating,
Когда вы
then you need
практикуете, когда вы
suitable,
медитируете, вам нужны подходящие
behaviors.
поведения.
Without
Вам нужно подходящее поведение.
suitable behavior, you cannot meditate. That's called the conduct. That's the
Это
support is
называется
necessary.
поведение.
Behavior is
Это
important.
необходимо. Поведение очень важно.
Because sometimes people think, oh,
Потому что иногда люди думают,
this is
ой,
my side, guru and such here, no problem. He can do this, he can do this. I
ой,
mean,
если
this
он
is
это
a
делает, или
little
та
bit,
это делает, я тоже могу, что нет.
kind of like idiotic devotion.
Это такая идиотская преданность называется.
Yeah, so those cannot be separate. View, meditation,
Но не должно
conduct.
быть
They have
разделения
to be
между
one
воззрением,
body
медитацией и поведением.
for
Это все
becoming
одна
Buddhism.
часть.
If you don't know those three,
И если
then
вы
you
не
are
знаете
not
эти три,
Buddhism.
вы не
Even
буддист.
you took refuge.
Даже если
Really
вы
cannot
приняли
say you are
прибежище.
Buddhism truly.
Нельзя сказать, что вы буддист по-настоящему.
So I think
Я думаю, что
those things, how to, I think this is all about this one, is this particular text is and this text is a full body of text, this collection of texts is not popular in Tibetan community, but many of those words is already in Tibetan, many words. We have some are in the Vinaya, some are in the different location, but we already have those texts, many of those teachings, and including if you read some commentary and also Lhasa Sudra already translated into Tibetan, then many of those words you can find. But completion of the collection of the words we don't have until one of the Tibetan scholars went to Sri Lanka, he translated. So when he translated, then this became this said I think he learned from Sri Lanka. So that then from there to then Tibetan we have this collection of this whole 400, I think about 400 some verse. This one.
Где-то порядка 400.
Truth is, I don't have a whole text transmission. I don't have. I tried to get this transmission from one Sri Lankan teacher,
у него нет учителя, нет передачи на этот текст. Он пытался получить его, но у него не было учителя
but so far never happened. But I'm going to get that one.
И это не случилось.
So that way I don't have a truth is a transmission. So normally in the Buddhism, if you don't have transmission, you're not allowed to teach. You're not allowed to share. But I'm fortunate enough to receive some part of this teaching from holiness. And actually, I'm really, I'm not saying my English is good, but I get chance to translate for him for a few times. So I'm really blessed with that, when I get chance. So that way, I thought maybe because since we already received the blessing from the holiness, I received these teachings from holiness like 3-4 occasions. He taught in Dehradun 2-3 times. He taught in the Sharavasti 2 times. I mean, many times, but I was there 2 times. So those occasions, I received some partial teaching from him. So that I thought maybe we just go through and with that blessing. So maybe I think impossible to we can go through to this one. So this
So do you have a translator? Translator?
Yeah, some no, they don't. Yeah, they know how to take care of themselves. I don't need to do anything to them. They are good people.
Он говорит, что здесь хорошие люди, не нужно ничего делать.
So here, actually, this 2 line is a little bit order is a mistake. because this two called the twin verse. Twin verse is Buddha taught two similar, but two different occasion and two different people taught, but the meaning is the same, kind of like same kind of a meaning. So here, first one is actually number one is it should be number two. Number two is should be number one. Or if you use this order, keep this way, then first one is a talk to the. There's one called the Mada Kundali. There's one person. His name is Mada Kundali.
Mada Kundali.
So this is not a Migyong. Here said in the Sharavasti concerning about the monk.
Относительно монаха.
Yeah, Chaksuspala. Chaksuspala is a second word. So the first one is both are meaning is the same. You can see said mind precede all the mental state. Actually, mind precede all the phenomena. Mind is their chief. And they are the mind's mate. If a person speak or act with the pure mind, happiness follow him like his never departing shadow. So when it comes to the shadow is always with us. So long as our mind is positive, and our speak will be positive, our behavior will be positive, our action will be positive. So mind is a director or chief of the all our phenomena, can say body, speech, mind. When it comes to the body, speech, mind, in the Buddhism, mind is the most important. That way we call the Tibetan word of the Buddhism called the Nangpa. Nangpa means the inner.
Нампа, внутренний, так мы называем.
So what does inner mean? Because there's certain religions focus on the physical labels. The physical ascetic practice, physically, doing lots of things that related to the physical activities. The physical is really important. Physically disciplined, morality. And those are really important. And certain religions vocal, like chanting, prayer, and those are really important. They are the aim on that. But in the Buddhism, mind is important. You have to train the mind. When mind is in the positive, even your physically is a negative, it's become a positive. When your mind is in the negative, even physically is a positive, it's become a negative. So that way, mind is the chief. Whatever mind goes, direction of which positive and negative, body and speech, the rest of the phenomena will follow with that. So that way, one thing is that one. So this is what happened is in the Sharavasti, there's one rich family, and the rich family have a son. The father was so rich, but stingy, really stingy rich. He even couldn't invite into the cement to make the jewelry because he's willing to have to pay them. So he made his own jewelry. And even his family member gets sick. He never invited the physician because he's worrying about paying them, So that's that kind of stingy person. He never shared to anyone. So because of that reason, his son got sick, and even his son got sick. He never invited the physician. He tried to home treat. So his son, when his son was really sick, and one day Buddha said, "Today we go to Sharavasti town." So Buddha went, and so when Buddha was walking around that house, and that son was laid down because he's really badly sick. And outside lay down, but he's facing to the house. He's faced to the house. So Buddha, manifests a light. When Buddha manifests light, then from the light to the sun was kind of like look to the then he saw the son saw the Buddha. When son saw the Buddha, he has a really kind of strong devotion developed from him by seeing Buddha. So with this devotion, he passed away. When he passed away, he was born in the 33 God realms. Of course, any father will be not want to see their child to be dead. So when the father took his body to the cemetery and he was crying, and the son already born in the 33 God realm, and when he looked in his previous life, and he saw his father was grieving for his son's death, his death. So he came manifest as his father's age, old man, and tell to his father, you don't worry about his son. He is already born in the 33 God realm. Then his father not believed. He said he haven't done any virtuous activities. He cannot be born in the 33 God realms. Then later he said you should invite to the Buddha.
Он сказал, ты должен пригласить Будду.
Offering to the Buddha and don't be too stingy. That he doesn't agree. But then later, he really appearance as his real form of the God realms. And he told many secret things that only he can know. So that way then father have to believe. Then start there and father invite to the Buddha and his disciples offering food, so that time father asked to Buddha, is that possible someone who haven't done any virtues but still can be reborn in the God realm? So at that time Buddha give this first word, when your mind is really pure, then rest is become a part of that. So that way, the most important is from our body, speech, mind. Most important is the mind. Of course, it doesn't mean that you become careless with your body and speech. It's not that way. You have to be careful because truth is our bodies and mind are connected to each other. They share. They share their bond is really so strong that whatever you react, body, mind feel that way. Whatever you feel, mind, body react that way. So that is a really strong bond. So this reason. This is a necessity to, of course, body and speech have to be supportive to the mind, but key is the mind. Chief of the head of those three is the mind. That way, I think protecting the mind from the negative is important. So this how bounded. This bounded is only you can understand from the Vajrayana. It's not talk in the Hinayana, it's not talk in the Mahayana, how bounded of our body and mind, what is the relationship, what is the connection. That's taught only in the Vajrayana. So body and mind, body and speech, support of the mind is a necessity, but most important is our main focus is for the mind, how to train them to become practice. So with this, then mind is when our mind is
наш ум здесь
with a positive, with the we call the altruistic motivation or pure intention. When our mind is with pure intention, altruistic motivation, and body and speech naturally become virtuous. When our mind is impure, negativity, and controlled by the afflictive emotion, and body and speech naturally toward to the negative. So that is his main message of this word is here. The mind made the person speak, act with the pure mind. So here, pure mind is talking about what called.
Мы говорим, как это называется?
Uncorrupted, or you can say uncorrupted, or you can say Tiba.
So it's without pollution or without obscuration, unobscured.
Вы можете сказать, что у вас ум как бы нерабочий, вы не
without
работаете.
Stainless, stainless mind. In the Buddhism, what is a stain? It's afflicted emotions. Like if you have a jealousy, anger, hatred, attachment,
Например,
aversion,
если у вас
you know,
есть
those doubt, those are called the
негативные
stain.
эмоции,
They are becoming obstacle to your
это
mind.
как они
They
запятнывают
are
ваш ум.
becoming destruction of your mind.
Все
So that way,
отвлечения,
that's
негативные
impure
эмоции,
mind. When
мысли,
your mind
все
is
это загрязняет
free
ваш ум.
from those, then you
Если
become
ваш ум
pure.
свободен от всего этого, он
So
становится чистым. Таким образом,
reason is why it's called the pure.
почему
Because
причина,
those
почему
negative
называется чистым?
emotions
Потому что эти
are
негативные эмоции,
not part of the nature of your mind.
они не являются
That
природой
way,
вашего ума,
they call the
поэтому они называются.
what's this English word?
Какой же это английский?
Lubruitima. Lubrua.
Adventitious.
Adventitious.
Yeah, adventitious.
Why it's called the adventitious?
Преимущество.
It's
Это называется
adventitious because it's
преимущество.
that the negative emotion is not a part of the mind. How you know is that you can tell when you have a negative emotion, you're not comfortable. You're
Когда
not
у вас есть
relaxed. You're
негативные
not
эмоции,
peace.
вы чувствуете себя
You know,
некомфортно,
it
у
makes you
вас нет
really
покоя,
disturbed.
нет...
But when you have a positive emotions,
Ну, когда
then
же у
it
вас
makes you
позитивные
really
эмоции,
relaxed. It makes you
вы
really comfortable.
расслаблены,
So
это
that
делает
is
вас
showing as a pure
вы
or
чувствуете себя
impure
комфортно.
mean that
Так что
something if
чистое
you
и
stay on the
нечистое
nature
значение,
state is pure. When something is
все, что касается
something
природы
is
ума, все это
polluted,
относится к
something
чистоте.
is, stained, is
А все, что относится к
the
загрязнению,
is
это
pure.
нечистоты.
But when it's a stain, rusted, it's become impure. Make
Когда
sense?
вот
So
такие
that is what is
омрачения,
pure and
пятна
impure mean that
появляются
as
на
when
уме, в
our mind
уме,
is
тогда он
corrupted with the
становится
afflicted
нечистым.
emotion, it's becoming impure. When our
Когда он
mind is free
оказывается
from
под
afflicted
влиянием
emotion, it's called the pure.
эмоций,
So that is the main focus
когда он
in the
свободен
Buddhism.
от них, он
You know,
чист.
so you have to measure every day how
Вы
how
должны
less
каждый
your
день
afflicted emotion is becoming. If your
понимать,
afflicted
так,
emotion
как
is not
эмоции
improving to
действуют
the
на
less,
них. И должны
your
понимать, что
practice
они
is
не
not working,
улучшают
you
вашу
don't do
практику.
anything.
Вы
So
не должны
anything is
поддаваться им.
increasing your afflicted emotion, that is negative.
Те действия, которые
Even
вызывают
it's
у
a
вас
dharma
негативные
practice.
эмоции,
Because
это
sometimes
не практика дхармы.
the truth is that sometimes we increasing our afflicted emotion,
Иногда наши эмоции
especially
увеличиваются, особенно
attachment and pride,
привязанность и гордыня,
through the dharma practice.
посредством практики дхармы.
Then slowly our head is above the cloud.
Потихоньку наша голова растет к облакам.
So that is become feeder of the afflicted emotion, your dharma asa. So
Вот так вот
that is what
влияет
is mean the pure mind is a
Будда.
happiness,
Вот что
followed him
значит
like his
чистый
never
счастье.
departing shadow. Okay. Then second one is a taught to this called the monk.
Второе называется
Casus Pali, in the Tibetan called the Migyon.
Мидьон, по-тибетски
This
палийский.
as a first I read.
Сначала я прочитаю.
Mind precedes all mental state. Mind is their
Ум
chief.
предшествует всем
They are all
психическим
the minds are
состояниям.
made.
Ум главное
If the
из них.
person
Все они
speak or
обусловлены умом.
act
И
with
если кто с нечистым
impure
умом
mind,
говорит и
suffering
делает,
follow
страдания следуют за
him
ним,
like
словно
a
колесо, которое
cart
следует за ногой
will
быка
follow the horse.
или лошади.
In India, it's a bull, but they translate
В Индии вол.
It's the same. There's one monk.
Один
His name is Migyon.
монах,
In
его
the
имя Мидюн.
Casus Pali. And he wasn't blind, actually. He wasn't blind from the beginning, but he did reach the Arhat.
Он был
And
слеп,
one day
но
he was
он
just
достиг,
one evening
он
he
стал
was just
архатом.
walking around in the
Однажды он гулял
temple,
вокруг
and when he
храма,
was walking around, he stepped on the bugs, and a few bugs he killed.
и он остановился.
So then morning when other monk went to his resident area, and they saw a few bugs killed by stepping, and they went to Buddha, said they complained, this is really bad behavior of the monk killing this bug and that's that. And Buddha asked them, have you seen he did that?
Этот монах спросил,
So
ты
they said,
видел?
No, we didn't see. So you cannot, you cannot blame completely to him because you haven't seen it.
Я не могу
And
видеть.
same way,
И
this
также
monk also, he didn't see.
Этот монах ничего не видел.
He haven't seen that way. So he is not guilty of. He didn't do that intentionally.
Он не делал это специально, это не его вина.
So there's a many reasons. This one is even he's arhat, but arhat is not omniscient. So that way, if they don't concentrate, they cannot see everything. They have to have a concentration. So that way, one is he wasn't in that concentration. That way, he didn't see the bugs in the front of him.
И даже в этой концентрации он не видел жуков
because he's blind
себя.
also.
И также он
so they asked him, monks asked to Buddha, how come he's blind? And Buddha said, he's blind because previously one time he was a physician.
Я слеп?
He was a physician, and there's one person. I think that person is a lady, is a kind of like a really bad eye. And she said to the doctor, if you fix my eyesight, I will be your servant for the rest of my life. I will take care of you. But then he gave the medicine, and her eyes become normal, but she doesn't want to serve him. So every time she said, oh, my eyes are getting worse, my eyesight is getting worse. She lied. So he got really upset. And he knew her eyesight is good, but he knew she's lying. So he deliberately gave her medicine that caused him to become blind. So that is because of that act, even he is arhat, still he is blind. So is this like a cart load? You say this, this. Cart load. Cart is full of a load, and I have to carry by the bull, the cow or horse. They not want to be that. They want to be free from that, They don't want to carry that big load, heavy load behind them. They wishing to be free. But no matter how far they go, the load of the cart come with them because they are attached to them. The wheel of a cart come behind the horse or cattle, whatever the cart is carrying by. Make sense? So similarly, if you created a negative, they cannot go away. You cannot wish them to be, not come with you. It's come like that. So that way, negative karma is like a wheel behind the cattle. Always follow. The more the cattle take step, the wheel come. Never distance from the cattle. So that is the example of that one. Because we did something in the past. Even this life, we don't remember anything. Sometimes things happen. That means that we have done something in the past. Lots of time we don't have a answer about why happened to me this.
И у нас нет ответов, почему с нами вот так случилось.
So I think sometimes we are paying from our past lives karma. Sometimes maybe we're paying from this lives earlier. We have done something, but we don't remember. So this two words is really important in the Buddhism now. Because other religion, they have a creator. They believe someone created something, Yeah, like they said, oh, such and such created, God created. There's a belief in the creator. So you don't have any responsibility. You just follow to that faith, and you're good. I'm not saying that is wrong or anything. That is their way of believing. That is what their view. That is what their belief, that is their faith, that is their religion, that is their tradition. So, but in the Buddhism, no one is there to make it for you. Even we in the Vajrayana, we have lots of deities. They are not the main source of your achievement. No one can make you anything beside yourself. Your mind is the principle of everything what happening, things happen in the past, things happen in this life, whatever good or bad. You see, whatever you have done something in the past from your mind, so I think our mind is the what called the cheap of our achievement or whatever. So if if we create something negative, even
Даже если он
everybody
создает
wish for you
что-то
to reborn in the
негативное,
Pure Land, you have no chance. If you have done
и даже если вы не
something positive,
хотите
everybody wish you to be
рождаться в
gone to the
нижних мирах, вы
hell.
все равно там
There,
родитесь
no one
с
can take
негативным
you
умом.
there. So you're your own savior. You're your own troublemaker. So, so your mind is the
Так что
chief
все зависит от
of
вас, от вашего
everything. So
ума.
this is
Он
showing as
главный.
in the Buddhism as a all is a our own. Can say our own.
Это наши собственные.
Yeah. You can say you
Вы
are
можете
the
сказать,
your own savior, and you can say you're your own troublemaker.
вы сам для себя и спаситель, и вы сам для себя
So that way,
также
this
можете
one is
причинять себе вред.
this word is, I think, maybe one of the
Это слово,
essence of the one of the Buddhist essence of the teaching that
суть
in the Buddhism
учения буддизма
we call the
мы называем
view as
воззрение
independent view of the interdependent. Where the independent mean that all phenomena are cause and conditions. So through the cause and condition or whatever happened,
потому что все происходит посредством причин и
that way,
условий.
from the cause and condition to then chief of those cause and condition is your mind.
И так что главное среди этих причин и условий это ваш ум.
The body and speech is a support of that. So body and speech bring you to a certain place, but the direction of that place is choosing by the mind.
Вас
I think something
какое-либо
like that.
место, но
So
все
that way
равно
we have to
выбирает
focus
ум.
on the
И мы
most
должны
important of
фокусироваться на самом
from the
главном.
body and speech and mind. Mind is the most important.
И среди
When
тела,
your
речи,
mind is
ума, ум
truly
самый
pure,
важный. Когда
then
ваш
even
ум
your
действительно
body is
чист,
making messy, your speech is making messy, still you are pure.
даже если что-то ваше тело делает или вы говорите,
So
все равно он чист.
there's a said, if you have to choose hypothetically, this is not it. You have to choose your morality and your view. You must choose the view.
Ваше воззрение.
Because morality only give you the high realm, but view bring you to the liberation.
Мораль приведет вас в чистый мир,
so
но
when come
ум
to that
приведет
one,
вас к освобождению.
when you have a pure view,
когда у вас чистое воззрение,
actually, when you have a pure view, then your morality is no matter what you do, is become a support of that view.
Все, что бы вы ни делали, ваша мораль, она поддерживает вас.
You know,
вы знаете.
So I believe in the Vajrayana, you can do anything.
Вы можете делать что угодно.
Vajrayana is really open to can do anything.
Vajrayana очень открыта ко всему.
What called?
Нет ничего, что называется.
Prohibited in the Vajrayana. You allowed to do anything.
Все разрешено.
You allowed to steal, you allowed to sexual misconduct, you allowed to kill, you allowed to toxic alcohol,
неправильное сексуальное поведение,
you allowed to lie, anything you can do.
Алкоголь, вы
long
можете
as your
делать
mind
что
is with the two, emptiness and compassion.
Пока ваш ум пребывает в союзе пустотности и ясности, все разрешено.
So if you really truly can stay on that state,
если вы действительно можете оставаться в этом состоянии,
everything is allowed.
Все разрешено в состоянии сострадания.
There might be some suffering from some of it.
So what he's saying is, he's kind of asking, would there still be some suffering from that if you were at the view?
Будем ли мы страдать
тогда от этого с таким воззрением? There's a what is suffering.
Нет, если ум стабилен, нет никаких страданий. Нет ни радости.
Really, you become one-testness.
Это станет единым
вкусом. So that is who can do is you have to reach to the state of the one-testness.
Вы должны достичь этого единого вкуса, выйти из дуальности.
You know, realization of non-duality. You have to reach to the eighth bhumi. Then you can do anything.
Вы должны достичь восьмой бхуми, достичь реализации. Но
if you do anything,
если вы что-либо делаете,
really suffering.
Вы действительно страдаете. Это не представление.
So that way, you know, this most important is you have to. Our main goal is you have to reach to the non-duality.
Вы должны выйти из дуальности.
When you reach to the non-duality wisdom, then you are free from anything.
Тогда вы будете свободны от чего угодно, у вас не будет ограничений.
But until you reach that, you know, non-duality, you have to be really careful.
Пока вы остаетесь в дуальности, вам надо быть очень аккуратными,
So
очень
that way,
осторожными.
as I said, Vajrayana, you can do anything.
Поэтому я говорю,
But
что в Ваджраяне
you
вы
have to
можете
reach
делать
there.
все,
When
что
you reach
угодно, но
there,
вы
then
должны достигнуть
everything
того
is
уровня.
allowing.
Тогда все разрешено.
But if you do before that,
Но до этого,
like
вы
when you
знаете, когда вы
climbing really steep mountain or kind of like you see, I saw in China they have a
Я
really
видела в
steep
Китае
stairway go. You have to
очень большую
hold the
гору,
ropes, yeah, then you go up. But
и вы поднимаетесь
if
наверх,
you let go the rope middle of the way, what
и,
happens? You
например,
fall down,
посередине
yeah.
пути,
But when you get to the top, you have to let go the rope. Otherwise, you never go to pass beyond that. So
но вы должны
you
проделать
have to
весь
have the
путь.
time,
У вас
right
должно быть
time to
время,
when is
правильное
do
время,
things.
когда
So
делать вещи,
so that way
когда
you
что
have to have
делать.
time to conduct. But most important is
Правильное время,
mind.
правильное
Okay, so
поведение,
this
но
is
больше, самое главное, это ум.
now
Теперь
third one is said spoken
третье.
to the Jadavana group to desire.
Третье
Desire is
говорится
Buddha's
о страстях, о
aunt's
Тисай.
son. Buddha's aunt's son. Of
Это
course, he's a Buddha's
сын
cousin, the
племянника
cousin. So he have a little bit
Будды.
arrogance. He joined to the monastery
Он
later.
присоединился
We can
в
see that if you
монастыре
go to a monastery, some of the
позже.
relative of the Rinpoche and the head of those, they become more arrogant than the normal monks. This is that you can see a community, that is my uncle and such and such.
Вы можете подумать, о, это так здорово иметь такого дядю.
There's a funny one, but I'm not going to say here.
Ой, что-то я такое не то сказала.
So,
Итак,
no. So this is desire is a Buddha's cousin, and he become ordained to much
это
later.
сын
But he
кузена
want to
Будды.
be
Он
other young monks
присоединился
serve to him.
позже.
He want to be
Но
act
он
like
служил
senior. But in the
Будде.
Buddhist community,
И
doesn't matter you are which family belong and how old are
в
you.
обществе
You
буддизма
have to follow to the seniority.
вы должны следовать за кем-то
So even
главным,
you are
старше вас.
young, if you become a monk before, you become a senior, one become a monk today.
И
This,
если вы
I'm not
становитесь
saying it's all monastery and every
монахом,
community following
то
that
это
one.
действительно
But
необходимо
that's
сделать.
tradition.
Это
Like in the
традиция
Samya monastery,
такова.
when you become a monk, there's have a
Когда
two
становишься
way of
монахом,
a seniority. One is when you become a monk, the day, time, and that is why to use a seating position is a seating that way. And the
и
second
вы
one is
получаете
whoever
имя и
finished
позицию.
their education.
И
Then they
второй,
move
когда
on
вы
the
заканчиваете
senior
обучение.
department. So that is a two-way. In
Также
the
вы
Vinaya too,
становитесь главным.
in the Vinaya, there's a senior, it's a two-way. One is
Вина и
age.
два
When
пути
you
для
have
того, чтобы
become
возглавить
more than
что-либо.
10 years fully ordained, then you become a senior. But
После
or
того, как вы 10
if you
лет
have a great
проучитесь, вы
knowledge about the
становитесь
Vinaya,
главным.
you become a senior.
После того, как у вас появится
So
знание, тогда вы
this way,
становитесь
does he
главным.
want to act like a senior, but he's just a new monk.
Но он был новым монахом.
And one day he went to the Buddha, so complaining.
Один день он пришел к Будде и жалуется.
He thought Buddha will be his side because he's
А он
Buddha is
думал,
his
что Будда
cousin.
будет на
He's saying,
его
oh, those monks
стороне, потому что
disrespecting me,
он его
this and that.
кузен, он будет
And
уважать меня.
Buddha said
А Будда
to
говорит,
Tisaya, where did you sit at that time? I was in the middle of the shrine. Did you see those monks coming? And
ты
he said,
видел, те монахи
yes.
пришли? Он
Have
говорит,
you
да.
welcomed them?
Ты
He said,
поприветствовал
no.
их? Нет.
Have you served them?
Ты служил
Offered
им?
them a seat and
Предложил им
water and
место,
everything.
воду
And
и все?
no. Have you took
Нет.
their robes and a begging bowl and help them? He said, no.
Одежду им предложил
Then
почистить? Нет.
you're the problem. You must do those things.
Это твоя проблема, ты должен все это
So
делать.
because of that, then Buddha taught this one. He abused me, he
И
stuck
потому
me,
что вот
he
так Будда
overpowered
с
me,
ним
and
поговорил,
he
он
robbed
подумал,
me.
ах, он
Those
оскорбил
who
меня, он ударил
harbor
меня, он взял
such
верх
thought
надо мной, он
do
обокрал
not
меня.
release their hatreds. So
У тех,
this
кто
is
питает
we
такие мысли,
do
ненависть
every
не
day.
прекращается. И так мы
When
поступаем каждый
incident
день.
happen in our life, we
Такие
carry on
инциденты
rest of our
происходят в
life that
нашей
instant.
жизни, и мы также поступаем.
Like one time happens something, and rest of life is that person is your enemy.
И вот один раз что-то такое случится, и все, этот человек
You
становится
know,
врагом на всю жизнь для
lots of
вас.
people have this. Something happened to them, and they carry on that.
Что-то
That has
случается с
become
такими
so
людьми,
emotional.
и они испытывают такие эмоции.
You know, it happened 30 years ago, happened
И это
40 years
случилось
ago,
30 лет
happened a
назад,
long time
40 лет,
ago, but
очень
they,
давно.
for them, still fresh.
Но для них
So
это все
what happened
свежо.
is, yes, it happened one time, but you doing
Да, это
yourself is
случилось
many times,
однажды, но вы каждый
every
раз это
day,
делаете с собой, каждый день.
by keeping fresh. Oh, he did this to me. She did this to me. This
Ага,
has
он то
happened to me. This
сделал.
is
Ах, вот это
so we
случилось
keeping
со
that
мной,
our
а это
hatred
вот то
fresh, and
сделал.
we abusing
И все
ourselves.
мы
This is
это
continually.
поддерживаем, оскорбляем
That
сами
enemy
себя.
or anybody, that individual have done only one time, but we doing ourselves
Кто-то
many
нам сделал что-то
times.
один
So
раз, но мы
we have to
будем
have learned
вспоминать об
how to
этом много
forgive.
раз.
We have to have learned how to be
Нам
patient.
нужно
We
учиться,
have
как
to
быть
have learned
терпеливым,
how
как
to be
прощать,
compassion.
как быть
You know.
сострадательным. Знаете?
So that is a lack of the compassion, lack of
Это
the patience,
нехватка
lack of the
сострадания, терпения,
you know, forgiveness, and so
прощения.
then we continually
И мы можем
carry on
продолжать
this thought, and we are
эти
continually
мысли.
suffering.
И
So
мы от этого страдаем.
when we have this, what called the quincy,
Когда у
hatred,
нас
yeah.
это
Oh yeah.
Quincy mean like a quantum mean that, oh,
кунзи
he have done this to me,
означает,
she have done this to me.
ах, вот это он сделал для меня
Resentment,
или
resentment.
мне.
Once you hold the resentment, your hatred will grow. Once you
Ваша
hold the
ненависть
resentment,
будет
your anger will
расти.
be increased. So
Если вы будете
that way Buddha
продолжать в
said
таком же
how to
духе,
be
ваша
let
злость
go.
будет расти. А Будда
So
говорит,
how to let
отпустите.
go? So,
Как же отпустить?
he said, the second one said on the verse 4, he abused me, he struck me, he
Он оскорбил
overpowered
меня,
me,
он ударил
he
меня, он взял
robbed
верх
me.
надо мной, он обокрал меня. У тех,
Those who
кто
do
питает,
not
кто
harbor
не
such
питает
thought,
таких мыслей,
release their
ненависть
hatreds.
прекращается.
When you don't have this continually, then you are free from suffering. So that
Вы
way, so if
свободны
you
от
want to be
страданий,
free
если
from the
это так.
hatred, free from the suffering, free from the disturbed
Свободны от
mind, you have to let
страданий,
go. You have to
от тупости
forgive.
ума. Вы должны
Like
простить, вы
Holy
должны
Dalai Lama
отпустить.
said, you don't need to forget, but you have to learn how to forgive.
Вам не нужно забывать, но
Forget
вы
and
должны
forgive
выучить,
is
как
different.
простить. Забыть и
You
простить
know,
это
so
разное.
if you read the jewel ornament, there's have many reasons to why you have to be patient.
Есть множество причин для того, чтобы вы были терпеливыми.
In the chapter of the patient, there's many reasons
Очень
to
много причин.
how you know how to become a patient. So you should read those
Как
things,
стать
and
терпеливым? Вы
you
должны
know.
читать эти
So one
вещи.
thing is it
И одна
said
вещь.
you have to see as your own faults,
Вы должны видеть свою
your
собственную
karma's
вину,
faults, your mind's faults. You know,
вашу вину кармы, прорехи вашего
because if you
ума.
don't create it, such karma to someone has harmed you,
Потому
someone's
что если
abused
вы не
you, no
создаете
one can
карму
abuse you through
относительно того,
this.
кто причинил
If
вам
we don't
боль,
have a karma,
у
no
вас и
one
не
can
возникнет
make us
карма,
suffering.
и это не приведет вас к страданиям.
Really,
Правда?
our karma is the main body. Then also second one
Наша
is he
карма
said,
– это
if,
тело
like
в основном.
Shantideva, this is from Shantideva, so why Bodhisattva context. Also said, if you
И
took your mind to the
говорится
better body than this one,
в поведении буддизма,
sensitive,
что
intolerant, yeah,
ваш
then you
ум
may be
лучше,
less
чем
suffering.
тело.
So there's a many way to release this hatred by
Так что есть
being
множество
patient.
способов для того, чтобы высвободить вашу ненависть и оставаться терпеливым.
So I think that otherwise we cannot be free from suffering. Lots of
Что мы
people want to
можем
be
быть
free from suffering.
свободны от
Lots of
страданий.
people want to be free from that
Многие люди
instinct,
хотят быть
but
свободными,
couldn't
но не могут,
because couldn't let go.
потому что не
Yeah.
могут отпустить.
But
Да?
you're also, sometimes if trauma happens,
И иногда, когда драма
it's very
случается,
difficult to release that attachment to self. Like I was harmed, I was abused.
это ведет к привязанности к самому
People who
себе, и ты
don't
начинаешь
like
думать,
you,
ух, я вот
they're
пострадал.
probably more affected by that trauma.
So that way you have to try to be
И в таком
patient.
случае
You have to
вы
try to
должны
learn
быть
how to forgive.
терпеливыми, вы должны учиться
You know?
прощать.
And in the
Знаете,
Buddhism, this
в
is really
буддизме
important.
это очень важно.
Buddha said,
Будда говорит,
you have to separate enemy and the mind and their
Вы
emotion.
должны разделить врагов, эмоции и ум.
That anyone who
Кто-либо,
doing those things, they're not
кто
doing
занимается
happily. They're not doing
этими,
with a free mind.
этими
They're
вещами,
not
они не
doing with a
освобождают
peaceful mind.
ум, они не делают его
Anyone
спокойным,
who
они не
becoming
освобождают,
evil
не
because
делают
their
его
mind is
счастливым,
controlled by the afflictive emotion, they're
потому
not
что ваш
happy.
ум
They
контролируется
don't want to be
эмоциями
that way. Nobody
омрачающими.
want to be
Он не
evil,
хэппи.
but
Никто не
because
хочет
they're
быть
out of
злым.
control. Like how we know, say,
Но
when
мы
we
вне
get
контроля.
angry,
Когда мы
we're
злимся,
not happy with that. We're
мы
not,
не счастливы.
rejoice with that. We regret.
Мы
We're not
сожалеем на
happy.
самом деле, мы несчастливы.
But sometimes out of control,
Но
it
иногда это выходит
happens.
из-под контроля, это
So you
случается.
have to see that one.
И вы должны это
Because they are
видеть.
out of control, they did this one. That way
Потому
this
что вы,
happened to me.
ага, я это сделал, потому что я не
So
контролировал
so
себя.
when you look this way,
И
then
когда вы
you can
смотрите
learn how
таким
to
образом,
forgive.
вы можете учиться прощать.
So otherwise you cannot be free from
В
that
противном
suffering,
случае,
continuous
нет,
suffering
вы
of
не
this
сможете освободиться
emotion
от этих
suffering, especially
страданий, от
emotion
этих
suffering.
эмоций,
Physical is
особенно
gone long time
от
ago,
эмоций.
but emotion is still there, fresh. Make
Эти
sense?
эмоции, они
So I think
свежи.
that the
Я
Buddha said,
думаю, что Будда
long
говорил,
as you hold this
чем дольше вы
this
удерживаете
resentment, you are not free from sufferings.
это
If
чувство
you want to be free from sufferings,
ненависти,
what
тем
you
больше вы
have to do is
страдаете.
let go
Вам нужно всего
that
лишь
resentment.
отпустить,
Let
оставить это,
forgive. Learn how to forgiveness. Learn how to
выучиться,
be
как
patient.
прощать, как быть терпеливым.
There's no greater ascetic practice than being patient.
Быть
There's no greater
терпеливым, не
negative than
стать
hatred.
хорошим практиком без терпения.
So when somebody did to you, if you
И
become a
когда
hatred,
кто-то
you
что-то вам
create
делает, и вы
heavy negative
начинаете
karma for
ненавидеть его,
yourself.
вы создаете негативную карму для самого
But
себя.
when you
И когда вы
forgive that person, and
прощаете
that
этого
person may
человека,
did a great, negative deed, but you not making continue that negative
да,
deed
он
with
поступил
the
плохо,
following with
но
the
вы не
resentment,
продолжаете
following with the
следовать,
revenge, thought of revenge,
думать о
following with the
мести,
angry,
злиться,
hatred. So how
ненавидеть.
to protect yourself
Как же
from that
защитить себя от этого,
circulation?
от
You have to
от этого
how to
круговорота?
be patient. You have to learn the forgiveness. Otherwise, this never
Вы
be
должны быть
stopped. That's called the
терпеливыми и
cyclical
научиться прощать.
existence, samsara. You hate me. Because of you hate
Так
me,
существует
I'm suffering.
самсара.
Because of I'm suffering, I hate you. Because of
Вы
I
ненавидите
hate
меня,
you,
я
you're
страдаю,
suffering.
я
Because of
ненавижу
you're
вас, вы
suffering, you
страдаете.
hate me. So this
Так
circle
сансара
is to go
работает. И
continue.
этот
You will
круг
never
так и
stop.
продолжается, он никогда не остановится.
So if you want to stop, then you have to
И даже
let
если
go.
вы
That way he said,
если вы хотите
those
остановиться, отпустите.
those who do not harbor such thought. So we're harboring. Harboring means that like, in the field, increasing. Holding or harbor is
Когда вы
also same as you
Харбор, это
do
значит
the
таить мысли,
farming.
затаивать,
That's
притаить.
different. Okay. So don't hold or don't.
Так что не удерживайте, не таите в себе.
Don't keep that. Don't grasping on that thought.
Не цепляйтесь за эти мысли.
Yeah, don't grasping on that thought. Then you can be chance to have a free from
Вы
this.
сможете освободиться.
Because Buddha said this is this times this complaint is not first time. He did many times.
Он
Before
делает уже
life.
множество раз в жизни, это не первый
There's
раз.
one story about him
Еще одна
and Buddha
история
was
есть.
also one Brahmin. He was one
Один
Brahmin,
брамин,
and there's one king.
и был
And
король.
so then they come.
Они пришли.
They both are yogi. Then one
Они
yogi
были
came
йогами.
earlier, and
Один немножко пораньше
there's
пришел.
one smith. He let the yogis stay in one place. Then the new
Занял
yogi
одно
came
место.
from
Другой
Himalaya.
йоги пришел из
He was in the
Гималаев.
Himalaya a long time,
Он был там
and
долгое
he
время.
asked to the town people
И он
where is
попросил людей,
the place their yogi can
а
stay.
где вот
They're giving
остановился
the
тот йог?
place to stay.
Где
And
его
the
место?
town people said, "Oh, there's a smith, blacksmith. He let yogi to stay his place." So he went. There's already another yogi. So
И он пошел
these
к
two
этому
incidents happen,
йогу.
and each other because they kind of dislike each other.
Они не
Kind of.
понравились друг другу.
So that that caused desire. Also, he was those troublemaker that time too. So Buddha said, so he wasn't this the first time. He is doing continually. So once we follow with the hatred, this harboring this hatred continually, we cannot be free from that. Continually it happens. So a lot of our behavior, these lives, whatever good or bad, many of them are come from our past life.
Так что хорошие, плохие вещи, множество
I think our
идет из наших прошлых жизней.
Look, act, behavior, lots of things maybe related to from the past life, and the mind's belief also, you know. So that way, some people, no matter how much you try to help them through the Dharma, they're not going to get that.
Вы пытаетесь рассказать им о Дхарме, они не понимают.
Make sense? So I think this one is if we want to be free from continuing of this thought, then you have to let go that.
Если вы хотите освободиться от этих мыслей, вы должны отпустить их. Вы не должны таить эти мысли в себе, затаивать.
Refrain? Oh, okay. Now, when come to the patient,
когда вы приходите к терпению,
you know, we really be patient when come to the powerful one.
Когда мы сильны,
we become impatient to the powerless one.
И когда у нас нет силы, мы нетерпеливы.
Like, I give you one example. When you're driving on the road,
когда вы едете по дороге,
when you cut or kind of slow down by the police or something did by police, you become really patient.
Если вы увидите полицию, вы сразу сбросите скорость. Вы будете очень терпеливы, потому что у вас нет власти.
Because you're powerless, you become naturally patient. Nobody need to tell you to be patient.
Сразу станете терпеливы.
But when come to someone else, you know, then you become really bossy.
Но если кто-то другой, вы тут же станете боссом.
Hungry, and I mean, you just try to do, and sometimes people fighting for that. So that time you need patience. When to come to the powerful one, somebody is stronger than you naturally be patient.
Более чем вы. Ему нужно быть на самом
деле. I grew up in the community, you know, community. One day the senior than you, or higher than you, or powerful than you. You have no, you know, even you are wrong, you are right.
Даже если вы
you couldn't say anything.
Ну, ничего не можете
you have to say yes. You know, you have to be patient, no matter what.
Вы должны быть
терпеливыми. You cannot say I'm right.
Вы не можете сказать, я прав.
So that is who have to be patient to us is a weak one.
Мы должны быть терпеливы.
Someone is less power than us. Someone is less, fortunate than us. Then at that time, if you become a patient, then you have truly patient.
Вы становитесь терпеливыми, это действительно истинное терпение.
So otherwise, I mean, when it comes to the front of the cross, someone is really powerful than to you, then you don't need to practice a patient. You just have naturally patient.
Если кто-то более сильный,
have no
чем вы, у вас вообще нет выбора, вы должны быть терпеливыми. На самом деле вы должны быть терпеливыми ко всем.
Someone is lower than you, someone is younger than you.
Вас кто-то,
you have to treat
моложе,
that way.
ниже.
Be patient.
Будьте терпеливыми.
Intolerant?
И толерантными.
You have to be tolerant.
Yeah, tolerant. Yeah. So that is what it means that.
Вот что это значит.
So it means that somebody did something to you.
Это значит, что
yes,
кто-то
you
вам
have
сделал.
an ability to take revenge, but
вы
you
можете
be patient
отомстить.
to not take a revenge.
Но вы
That
будьте
is true
терпеливы.
patience.
Не надо мстить.
Otherwise, I heard, you know.
Однажды я слышал.
I don't know how much true. One monk is really upset one day.
Однажды один монах был очень расстроен.
And his friend asked, why are you so upset?
Его друг спросил, что ты такой расстроенный?
I'm really upset because when I'm meditating with a patient, he disturbed me.
Он меня достал, у меня нет терпения уже.
So when nobody disturbs you, you can be good practitioner.
А когда вас никто не
But
беспокоит,
truly
вы можете быть
practitioner or
хорошим
not is when
практиком.
come to the challenge. At that time, how you deal, how you
Но,
manage. And two color of practice show up that time.
но если это не
Otherwise, the
так,
food is
вы
good, weather
должны
is good,
быть
you
в
know, place is
состоянии
good. You can be great master.
быть
But
практиковать.
challenges will come when not
Вы
go,
должны принимать
things
это
will
как
not go
вызов.
your way. At that time, how you deal with it emotionally.
Как
If you
вы
cannot deal at that
имеете
time, your
дело
emotionally,
с эмоциями?
your practice is weak.
Если вы с ними не
So you
работаете,
have to
ваша
work
практика
harder. I think
слаба.
that
Вам
is what
нужно
mean the
работать сильнее.
patient.
Вот что значит быть терпеливее.
And now this is
теперь
called the speaking to the Kali in the Jadavana group. Jadavana is a Sharvasti.
Это было сказано Кали.
This one is a
То есть мы переходим к следующим строфам.
hatred is never appeased by the hatred in this world. By non-hatred alone is the hatred.
Ибо никогда в этом мире ненависть не умиротворяется ненавистью. Лишь отсутствием ненависти умиротворяется ненависть. Этот закон извечен.
Okay. So there's a one
Итак,
in Jadavana, there's a one woman.
В одной роще Джетавана.
She's called the barren.
Oh, barren.
Yeah, she's the barren woman. In India, when you're a barren woman, you're big problem because you couldn't produce the child, and you become a big problem in the family.
Не можете родить ребенка, у
You know,
вас
you couldn't
проблемы.
carry on the family continually.
Вы не можете
So that's the most
продолжить свой
important
род.
is women have to give the birth of the
Самое важное
child,
для
and
женщин
especially
это
have to
родить
give a birth
ребенка,
of the son. That is
особенно сына.
their you know, the main goal, their main job.
Это и
Make sure
главная
the
работа,
family
главная цель,
continue.
чтобы
So
семья
she is
продолжалась.
barren, so she couldn't give the
Она не
birth.
могла,
She couldn't have children.
она не могла
So
иметь
she
детей.
really tried to act smart, and
Она
she want to be
действовала по уму.
Likeable in the family. So she said her husband, you
И она
should get the
сказала
second
своему
marriage.
мужу, тебе нужно жениться второй раз.
Yeah. So when he got the second marriage, but she doesn't want to that second wife have children. So when she was pregnant, she give medicine that killed the
И он
child
женился второй
2
раз.
times. And third time
И
that, you know,
два
second
раза
wife hide from her. But when she
первая жена
get,
давала
you
яд
know,
второй жене, и она
later
потеряла
pregnant and
детей.
everything show up.
И на третий раз
Then
она
so
спряталась.
she again tried to trick, and point is the girl died with a childbirth because of the both child and mother died.
И
So
в итоге, насколько я поняла,
so
умерла
when
женщина,
she died,
вторая
she
жена.
make sowing. She died with a hatred.
И она
In the
умерла.
future, I will be always be your problem. You know, I want to be destroy you never had children. So that kind of
Та женщина, которая не
hatred, she
могла
died.
иметь,
So that way
она
they
умерла
many
от
times they
ненависти.
born with the opposite, like a cat and a
И
mouse.
потом она рождалась
And
как кот, как кошка или мышь.
What called? A deer and leopard, and may like that each other kill each other. You know, they become like a many lifetime sworn enemy.
И
And
на
later, when
много-много
Buddha was
жизней
born,
они стали связаны, они
and
стали
that
врагами,
the one
эти
is
женщины.
become a rich family's wife, and one become a ghost.
И
Evil
когда
spirit.
пришел Будда,
So
одна
then,
была
so that is
женщина
how.
в богатой семье, а
So the
другая была
evil spirit
привидением.
want to harm to this rich family's woman's child. So she knew that the evil spirit cannot come to the temple, so she took to the Buddha's temple
И
son.
это
So
привидение, оно
she
вредило
told
этой
that,
семье, и
then
эта
Buddha
женщина
invited that
богатая,
evil
она
spirit to
пришла в
come, and
монастырь
Buddha gave teaching to them,
к
said,
Будде и
if you
сказала об
continually
этом
hate each
привидении,
other, it will never end the
и
suffering.
говорит, мы
Both of
друг
you
друга
are
ненавидим,
will
столько
become
жизней
suffering.
уже,
So you have to
мы
learn how to
страдаем от этого.
forgive. You have to
А
learn
Будда
how
говорит,
to,
ты
let
должен
go, and
понять,
you
как
have to make the
тебе
peace.
отпустить, как тебе
Then
простить,
only
тогда
free
ты
from suffering,
успокоишься.
that one. So
Только
then
тогда ты освободишься от страданий.
when Buddha taught that teachings and gave them advice, and
И Будда
that
дал ей
evil
этот совет.
spirit, she also let go of that hatred continually.
Также дал
So
совет
then
он
Buddha
еще и
said, okay, now give
привидению,
to her
что
your child to her.
тоже
And that
должна
women
отпустить.
have hesitated. Buddha said, don't worry. But when that she hold the child, it feel like her own child. So that is how the circle is a break.
И
So
только
you
тогда
once
они
you keep the
смогли разорвать
continually
эту
hatred,
связь,
and
эту длящуюся
it's
ненависть.
only growth. So that way I don't understand. Sometimes people saying is
Я иногда не понимаю, люди говорят иногда,
what called the
как же это
peacekeeper,
называется?
but with a weapon. So I don't know how to make the peace with a
Мирные
weapon.
люди, ну, у них есть
How to make the
оружие.
peace
Как
with a
же они
war.
мирные, если у них оружие?
How to make the peace with a what called this
Как поддерживать мир, когда, как это называется?
authority, can say. So
Авторитет,
it's
власть.
impossible to make the peace or likable or kind of like friendly, whatever. I mean, like
Невозможно быть мирными
in
или
Tibet,
поддерживать дружеские отношения
during the Cultural Revolution 10
во время,
years,
например, революции в Тибете,
Chinese
когда Китай
really
вторгся.
treat really bad Tibetan, and many Tibetan kill, many
И
Tibetan people
многие
have to
тибетцы
suicide,
умерли,
and
некоторые покончили жизнь самоубийством.
so then Chinese people thought, oh, now
И
Tibetan
китайские
people
люди
are
думали, ага,
become
думали,
listening to us, they
так, их
become
становится
favorable
меньше
to us,
тибетцев.
When the first Tibetan delegate from Dharamshala come, actually they said, when now the Dalai Lama's representative is coming to Lhasa,
И когда
please
Далай
don't
Лама
behave
пришел в
badly.
Хаса, он
Please
сказал,
treat them nicely because they
пожалуйста,
are
не
our
ведите себя
guests.
плохо с
So
ними.
Chinese government really thought Tibetan people going to throw on them, they're going to,
И китайцы
yell them,
действительно думали,
I
что
mean,
тибетцы будут
to show the
управлять ими,
hatred.
пытаться их
So,
ненавидеть.
but when they come, so like
Но когда они
including Dalai Lama's
пришли,
sister, and people are crying, people asking how's Dalai Lama, and Chinese government really shocked.
и они пришли к Далай-ламе и увидели,
So they
что там
thought,
люди
I
плачут,
think China said,
они были
we thought
шокированы.
we trained them, but they not change. So when you
Они
forcefully
думали,
try to change
что те
someone,
будут
you
мстить,
cannot change
но
anything. Force.
нет, такого
Hatred
не
cannot
было.
change that peace. If you want a peace, you have to let go of the peace. Hatred. Make sense? So that is advice to us.
И это
So
совет
the
для нас,
hatred never be a peace by hatred. So
что ненависть
that as
никогда не
long as we carry
умиротворится
on this
ненавистью.
hatred continually, no one can make the peace from this hatred. So if you want to
Никогда
be
не
free
будет
from
мира из ненависти.
hatred, from this continuing, then you have to let go,
Вы должны
non-hatred.
отпустить.
So that was said, this is the eternal truth. But actually,
Этот
Tibetan
закон
word said
извечен.
this is the yunrung.
А тибетское слово юндрун.
Yunrung is called the everless knot.
А юндрун значит
It's everless knot. Everless knot is you never, no matter how many times you go around, it stay continually.
Неважно, сколько раз вы...
Yeah,
это длится. Это длится
Yeah, that's the
всегда,
same as a
длительное
yunrung
время.
actually. Yunrung connected, then it's become everless knot. The swastika.
Так что юндрун, свастика,
Or
вечный.
like I think eternal truth is good word,
Это абсолютная истина.
Okay.
Итак,
Koshambi. I have to. This one, what happened was in the Koshambi, this is a big incident happened in the Sangha community in
Итак,
India. The Koshambi is one place.
Кушампи — это место
Because
в Индии.
Buddha was in the rainy retreat on somewhere else.
Будда был на
So there's
ретрите
two
где-то в другом
groups
месте.
happen.
И
One is a follow to
было
the
две группы.
Vinaya, one is follow to the
Одна
Abhidhamma.
следовала Винаю, другую
So each other
Абхидхамму.
become really disliking,
И
one
они
said
друг
you're
другу
wrong, one
очень не
says
нравились.
basically, and they divide into two groups.
И они разделились на
When
две
they
группы.
divide into two groups,
Когда они разделились на две группы,
and they not getting along each other, and the people said, okay, you're not getting along each other,
и
you're
люди
not
сказали:
becoming good practitioner, we're not going to
хорошо, нам не
treat you,
обязательно быть вместе,
we're not going to serve you.
мы не будем служить друг другу.
So this is the Sangha, or kind of like a devoter's power.
И
You know,
это
long as you behave this
сила,
way, we're not going to serve you food or anything. So
сила
then the monk
преданности,
really
когда вы
regret.
говорите,
They
что не, я не буду
understood their
служить.
problem. So they became kind of like a, in what called that,
Они
solve the
стали
problem inner. But still it's not. So they not have yet a final. So that is, when
когда
monk or
монах
teacher or anyone is misbehaving, devoter have a responsibility of,
учит
showing their
кого-либо поведению или
disappointment.
преданности.
Nowadays, doesn't matter what kind of behavior you do, long
В
as you
наши
have a
дни
supporter, you are okay.
неважно, какое у
Actually,
вас
now that
поведение,
is how it becomes.
если у вас
But in
есть
Buddha's time, it's
поддержка,
different.
то это не имеет
When you are,
значения. Но во
even you
времена
are
Будды
pure
было
monk, when you
по-другому.
have this kind of misbehavior, and the public said, okay, we're not
Когда вы
accepting
вели
this.
себя
We don't want you.
по-плохому, раньше общество это не принимало.
So now it's different.
Вот
What I
такая
can say.
разница. Что я могу сказать?
Long as you have follower, you can misbehave anything you want.
Если у вас
Still
есть
you are wonderful.
последователи, вы можете вести себя как угодно.
But that is what happened. So this one is it.
Итак,
Me, my is right, I'm right. This is why we having this one?
когда
Why
мы
we
говорим, я
having this kind of
прав,
conflict?
почему у нас возникает этот
Lack of
конфликт?
understanding of the impermanent.
Потому что мы не понимаем закона непостоянства.
When we understood the true meaning of the impermanent,
Когда
we're
мы
not going
понимаем
to waste
действительное
our
значение
time for the
непостоянства, мы не
temporary
будем тратить время наше понапрасну
things.
на такие
Most of
вещи.
mundane people are fighting for this life's benefit without the knowing
Многие
of
люди
impermanent.
преследуют,
Most of the time we act
они
like we're
хотят
going to be
получать
here
самое
forever.
лучшее.
Based on that, then we behave.
И они стараются вести
Our
себя
behavior has come from
для
that
этого.
because we never think of I may not go be here tomorrow.
И они не думают о
So
том,
that way
как
we're
же я буду вести
fighting,
себя
we doing
завтра.
all those bad things.
Мы
So that way
ругаемся,
Buddha
делаем
said,
плохие вещи.
there's
Будда
no
говорит,
those who not realizing that one must die, but those who realizing this settle their quarrel.
есть те, кто не осознают, что однажды нам все суждено умереть, но те, кто это понимают, прекращают все ссоры.
So,
6-4 стиши.
without the understanding of the impermanent,
Будда
and
понимал
we
непостоянство.
behave like we be forever here, and based on that, and small
И
things
основываясь на
can
этом,
cause to conflict, and from that conflict to then fighting, and sometimes people losing their life for small matter.
иногда люди
Actually,
забывают
the
об
matter is
этом,
really
и
small,
они теряют свои
and from
жизни,
that matter to become a big problem.
и у них появляются большие проблемы.
Sometimes two
Иногда
people's problem become a community problem. Community problem become a country's problem. Country's problem become a nation's problem. Actually, then from there to start sometime war or so. Many times it happened that way.
Иногда так случается, вернее, много раз так случается.
So I think why we behave like this, because we don't understand the meaning of the impermanent.
Значение непостоянства.
When we understand the meaning of the impermanent, then we're not going to waste our time for the small matter.
Мы не будем тратить свое время на
Like
такие
Shantideva said,
действия.
it doesn't matter. Even somebody kill you, it doesn't
Даже если
matter.
вас убивает кто-то, это не важно.
One day, even nobody kill you, you will die.
Даже если вас никто не убьет, вы все равно в один день
So
умрете.
it's not a big deal.
Это небольшое дело.
You know, so when we think about the impermanent, and impermanence is really good actually both way.
Непостоянство на самом деле
when things go well, things do well, we become so arrogant.
Делаем что-то, мы становимся
That time
очень
also you should
радостными.
think about the impermanent.
Но мы должны
Because
вспоминать
this
о
is not going to be
непостоянстве,
forever.
потому что так не будет длиться вечно.
You know, when you have a power, don't be
Когда у
too
вас
arrogant.
есть сила,
Because this too
тоже
may
не
be loose.
особенно.
Also, when
Если вы
things
можете
do
её
not well,
потерять.
you don't be too sad.
Даже
Think
если вы
about
что-то
impermanent.
плохо
Tomorrow may be
делаете,
better.
не
So
расстраивайтесь.
both way,
Все непостоянно, завтра
both
будет лучше.
situation, good or bad,
Обе
think about
ситуации,
the
хорошая,
impermanent. It
плохая.
helps you to
Думайте о
liberate from
непостоянстве.
that sadness. And when you're
Это
free
поможет
from the
вам избежать
sadness,
грусти.
then you will find the solution better way actually.
И вы, если вы
Because
не
then your
будете
mind's
грустить, вы
calm.
найдете
When your
решение.
mind comes more
Ваш ум
clear
успокоится.
thought.
У вас будут ясные
So that
мысли.
way, I think in the Buddhism, this is a,
Я думаю, в буддизме
we said,
говорим,
what is the biggest footprint?
какой самый большой отпечаток?
What animal have a largest footprint?
Самый большой.
Elephant, yes. Elephant
Слон.
footprint is the largest. What is the
Слона самый
greatest
большой
mental percept?
отпечаток.
Because permanent one, you know, your mind free from this kind of a temporary
Ваш ум свободен от временных
like sadness and depression or all those.
депрессий или грусти.
And also
А
impermanent
также
give you the
непостоянство дает вам
meaning of understand of the emptiness.
значение и понимание пустотности.
You know, like Подношение Rinpoche said,
Патрул Ринпоче говорит,
preliminary practice of the Mahamudra is the impermanent, meditation on the impermanent.
в предварительных
understood
практиках медитация на
more,
непостоянство, вы понимаете
deeper
больше.
People impermanent, you understand that better
Чем
on
больше вы
the
понимаете
Mahamudra.
непостоянство,
When you
тем больше вы
don't
понимаете
understand the
Махамудру.
impermanent, you will not understand the Mahamudra.
Если вы не понимаете непостоянство, вы не поймете Махамудру.
So this reason,
Это причина
all those temporarily conflict,
для
you
временных
know,
конфликтов.
why it happened because
Почему
of
это
the
происходит?
not
Потому что
knowing of
нет
the
понимания,
impermanent.
нет знания
And
непостоянства.
source of a free from samsara is the realization of the emptiness. Why
И
we're not realizing
источник
emptiness? Because we
реализации
don't understand the impermanent. Because those
это
reasons,
реализация пустотности. Но
understand
мы
of
не
the
понимаем
impermanence
пустотность, потому что мы не
essential
понимаем
to the
непостоянство.
practitioner.
Непостоянство очень существенно для практиков.
So when we understand the impermanent,
Когда мы
then we
понимаем
not be
непостоянство,
grasping on that temporary manner, temporary
мы не будем цепляться
instance.
за что-то
When we're
временное.
not grasping on the temporary incident, then we can have a better mind with free from, afflicted emotions.
Если же
So
что-то
that
будет с
reason, I
нами
think
случаться,
this
наш
is
ум не
talking
будет
about the
подвержен эмоциям.
impermanence. Now,
Если мы будем понимать
there's
закон
a spoken to
непостоянства.
the,
Так здесь говорится.
spoken in Sarvasti concerning the elder and younger Kala. This is a
Говорится в
there's
Шравате
three
касательно
brothers in
старшего и младшего Кала. Три
one
брата
family.
в одной семье.
So oldest one and youngest one
Старший и младший
go to margin,
пошли,
that like bringing things to the home and take to the other. I have to say this.
They're like doing merchant work, yeah?
Yeah, margin work.
Yeah, okay.
The middle
Они
brother is to
занимались
stay
какой-то
home to
домашней
take care of the
работой.
business.
заботились о каком-то бизнесе домашнем.
So the older one in the Sharavasti come to the business with his younger brother.
Говорит своему
One day when he was there and he saw many people carrying the flower, incense, and walking towards somewhere. And he asked, "Where are you guys going?" And they said, "Oh, Buddha is teaching Dharma. We got to receive his teachings." So he said, "Can I come?" And he said, "Yeah, you should. You should. Sure." So he said, his younger brother, "I'm going to go to get Buddha's teaching, and you stay here with the things, look after them." And he went. And tomorrow he did teaching, and when Buddha gave teachings, then he understood truly meaning. And he is totally renounced from the worldly pleasure, samsara, everything. And he requires to the Buddha, "I want to become a monk." Buddha said, "Sure, and become a monk." Then monk have to do two things: study and meditation. So he said, "I'm too old to be study. I cannot be learn, too much, but I can meditate. I want to." So Buddha gave him instruction on the meditation. So he meditated hard. He reached to the Arhat. Then his younger brother came. The younger brother saw his older brother become a monk. He said, "I want to become a monk too." So then later, near their hometown, Buddha went, and they went there too. So Buddha, before go to the Buddha, serve food. What called that? Receiving food. Alms. So some other monks go to arrange to that one. So he said, "Okay, I will do arrange. This is my family house. I will arrange." So he went to arrange, and his wife came. He had like several wives. They came, and they tear apart his robes and make him their husband and bring him back to the family. So then his monk life is gone there. Okay, then Buddha went, and Buddha they invite, and including his older brothers there, and the older brother's wife also taught. Okay, younger brother's wife did that one. We will do that one too, our husband. So, and they tried to do that one. Then, and when Buddha was leaving, they request to Buddha to release him behind. So Buddha said, "Sure, he stay." And when all other monks become really suspicious, they talking about behind Buddha, said, "Why Buddha did this one?" Buddha already knew his old younger brother, disrobed because of that. And Buddha let him do that one too. So Buddha said, that's not true. So when they tried to do that one to his older brother, his wife's, and because he's Arhat, he fly in the space. He fly in the space, and he's reciting these two verses. So that's happened. They said, "Just as a storm throw the weak tree down, so does Mara overpower the one who lives for the pursuit of the pleasure, who is uncontrolled in this sense, immoderate in the eating, indulgent and dissipate." Yeah. Just as storm cannot be prevailed against wrong, meditating on the impurity, and those control in this sense moderate eating and feel the faith and perseverance. So what happened when he was meditating, this older monk before Arhat, he was meditating. And he was in the cemetery, meditating in the cemetery. So there's one young lady died in the area. The family bring to the cemetery her body. And when family bring to the cemetery, and the family give to the caretaker of the cemetery, said, "This is a young lady who died. Please take care of the funeral, take care here, the funeral, kind of funeral house." So then the caretaker of the cemeteries came to this older monk brother, said, "Oh, there's one lady comes." And And the
И
older
брат
monk
этого
said, okay,
монаха
show me
говорит,
her body. And she's a really
что
beautiful
принесли
young
одну
lady,
женщину. Он говорит, ну
beautiful
покажи
one.
мне вот ее тело.
And
Ой, она
the
такая
brother
красивая.
said, okay, now cream it and bring me. So when you cream it, everything burns, so become disgusting, Then he looked and he saw that, true meaning of impermanent and
И тогда в
purity
тот
and,
момент
ugliness behind the beauty
он
behind the
увидел
skin,
в
beauty
один
of the
момент
skin, there's so
две
much
вещи
ugliness.
непостоянные.
So
То есть
because
ее
of that
красивое тело, она
meditation,
была
so he
красива,
had
но при
he know the
этом
true reality
уродство,
of
она
the,
труп.
even somebody is outside the beauty. That is showing is, our beauty is only skin.
И это говорит о
When
том, что
you
наша
remove the skin,
красота,
there's
она
nothing.
только внешняя.
Yeah. And underneath skin, there's nothing impure,
Но
nothing beautiful, nothing attractive.
под
Human
нашей
body.
кожей
There's
нет
nothing.
ничего
That doesn't matter who
привлекательного.
you are. Young,
Поэтому
old,
неважно,
fat,
какой
skinny,
вы,
ugly, beauty is
толстый,
all
худой,
same. They're
молодой.
nothing attractive. So he saw that one. That reason, even his
И
wife
он
pursued
увидел
him to
это.
stay home. He doesn't have attachment. So that way
Он
he
увидел
fly.
этого, у
When he
него не
fly, he
возникла
read this one. So
привязанность.
that reason.
И это причина.
Why is it said, who live with the meditating on the impurities? So when you truly understand the impurity of then
Когда
they're
причина
nothing
того,
to be
что
attached.
когда вы
When there's
действительно
nothing to attach,
понимаете,
they're
что
not
нет
going to
нечего
be, anyone
достигать,
cannot be overpowered by the Mara or
поэтому Мара не
over
сможет
by the
одолеть того,
sense of pleasures. Make
кто не
sense?
живет ради
So
достижения
you have to
удовольствия.
understand the true reality of the phenomena. When you
Вы
understand the
должны
true
понять
reality of the
две
phenomena,
реальности феномена.
then
Если вы это
this one.
понимаете,
But also,
но также
in the Buddhism, I think
в
this is
буддизме
really careful because
очень важно.
sometimes you're
Иногда
meditating on the
вы
impermanent
медитируете
or
на
impurity,
непостоянстве.
and can be it cause to the hatred. Also
И
not
это
healthy, that one.
может также вам
So,
помочь от ненависти.
So if you have a strong afflictive emotion like such as
Если у вас есть какие-то сильно влияющие эмоции на вас,
attachment.
привязанность.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Здоровайтесь с кем-то,
Please sit. Yeah.
присаживайтесь.
So, but if you start having hatred, including yourself, sometimes you feel like you
Если
feel
вы
disgusting.
ненавидите
Then that is also not
даже самого
healthy.
себя, вы чувствуете себя отвратительным.
It's not good. But as long as you have a strong attachment to yourself,
Это у вас сильная привязанность к самому себе.
then you have to let go that one. How to let go is you
И
have to
вам нужно
meditate on the
отпустить.
ugliness.
Как медитировать на уродстве?
So that is how releasing our attachment to ourself, attachment to someone
Вот
else.
как можно преодолеть нашу привязанность к
But
самому себе.
when you have this too strong meditation on the ugliness,
Когда
sometimes
вы
it
медитируете
start having
на уродство,
hatred. Then also that's not healthy. Make sense?
ненависть в данном случае не
But as
поможет.
long as you have this strong attachment, then
И
you
когда
have
у
to
вас есть
understand the
сильная
impurity.
привязанность,
Try
вы
to see
должны
impurity. Like
понять
Shandideva
того,
said,
что не все чисто.
the most human body is like called the filthy leather bag.
Человеческое тело — это мешок с костями.
So I think that is how we cut the attachment. As long as we're free from
Так
that
мы
attachment,
отрезаем нашу
and
привязанность.
no one can overpower with the sense pleasure or Mara. Mara means the spirit,
Мара
that being who
означает
control you with
дух,
the afflictive emotion of attachment.
который контролирует наши влияющие на нас
So
эмоции,
they
наши
build you lots
привязанности.
of incident that cause you to increase your attachment. So when you have a sense of
увеличивает нашу
understanding of the
привязанность.
impurity, then doesn't matter how things
Не важно,
appearance, you're
как
not
вещи
going to attach
проявляются.
on that.
Вы
You're
не
not,
должны к
or
ним
your mind is
привязываться.
not overpowered by that appearance. Then you become like a mountain. No matter
Ваш
how
ум
much wind
не
comes,
должен
it's
попадать
going
под
to stay
влияние
solid.
проявлений.
Right now, our mind is like a, really tiny tree. whatever
Наше дерево
wind
сейчас
blow
как
that go that
очень
direction,
тоненькое
hatred,
дерево,
attachment,
которое
jealousy, anger,
болтает
any
в
kind of wind
сторону
come, this is just
зависти,
push that way.
злости, ветром кармы.
So we have to build that from that tree to become a mountain,
Но
like a
мы
rocky
должны
mountain, like a
выстроить, чтобы это
steady,
дерево стало как гора,
steady. As
стабильной,
through the meditation of the impermanent,
посредством
meditation of the
медитации на
impurity, meditation of
непостоянстве,
the loving kindness,
медитации на
compassion.
нечистоте, медитация,
No, those
медитация на
are
изъянах сансары.
key to how to build the mind to steady for the meditation. So that is what
Для
happened in the
того,
story.
чтобы
Is
ум
this
стал стабильным в медитации. Вот такова была история.
eating, indulgent, and despair. Indolent, like laziness, yeah.
Индолент, да,
Yeah.
ленивый, праздный, способствующий ленности.
Now, say 9 says, speaking in the Sharavasti concerning the Devadatta.
Сказано в Шравасти касательно Девадаты.
So, you know the Devadatta.
Вы знаете Девадату?
Devadatta is a Buddha's
Девадата
cousin.
это кузен Будды,
And
двоюродный брат.
He have this. What happened was why he so disliked that. He was the only child in the family.
Он был единственным ребенком в семье.
So especially Buddha's father, the king, really liked him. Every day play with him, you know.
Особенно
So
отец Будды
Devadatta also
Пароли
enjoyed
играл
that
с
one
ним.
at attention. But since Siddhartha was born, then his father never gave attention to him. So he said,
После того, как Девадата родился, он
also,
никогда не уделял внимания
these
ему.
all things happened to him, including not becoming king. So that reason, his main goal is to become how to destroy the Siddhartha.
И
He have nothing else agenda. So that way, so when he become a Buddha, become a monk and become a really popular, and he became a monk too.
И стал очень популярным.
Try to destroy Buddha's life.
Он тоже Девадата стал Буддой. Так, связь прервалась.
So then Devadatta is staying in the Rajgir area. So I think Buddha is in the Sharavasti. So what happened was, and Shariputra and Mogayana went to that area, and he gave the teachings about the generosity, you know, about the offering to the, you know, how great benefit from the offering.
Как получить пользу от подношений.
So Buddha gave teaching. If you offering yourself,
если вы предлагаете себя, подносите себя,
you know, increasing your wealth. When you you know, what call this, like ask to other people to do, encouraging to other, is increasing your revenue. So Buddha was giving that one. I mean, Shariputra and Mogayana giving teaching on those. So then people said, okay, we need offering. So then what they found, they said, okay, they all collected the money and they buy really expensive fabric. Said, we want to make this offering. And Shariputra said, you know, I don't need that offering. You should offering to someone who's, worthy to offering. And the local people, they discussed, they said, Shariputra and Mogayana said maybe they are, the great teacher, but they are not resident to us. Our resident is a Devadatta. So Devadatta is here every day. So we should offer to the Devadatta. So they offered to the Devadatta. He make really fancy clothes from that, And then the people said, I don't think so. This is good looking on the Devadatta. Maybe Shariputra and Mogayana may be better because they are highly ranging, Devadatta is not good. So in that incident, and Buddha said this one, just however should don the monk's yellow robe while being devoid of the self-control as a truthfulness, as a he stay not worthy of the robes. But whoever to the purge it, what is a purge?
Спрашивает, что такое purge?
Okay. Whoever the stain will establishing in the virtue, filled with the self-control and truthfulness is indeed worthy of the yellow robe. So what this saying is, if by wearing sudden yellow robe cannot make you ordained or non-ordained. Robe cannot make you ordained. Because sometimes without the robe can be one of the greatest ordained. Like in Tibet, I think there are no greater monk than Milarepa. Milarepa never wear any kind of yellow robes. He is only wearing those white cotton clothes. Yogi. I don't think so any monk can follow his discipline.
Я не думаю, что другие монахи могут
no one can. Never have done in discipline like a Milarepa. Never happened in Tibet.
Это больше никогда не случалось в Тибете, я могу сказать это.
So there is a greater, I think, bhikshu than a Milarepa in Tibet happened. But he never received the yellow robes or bhikshu's vows. Make sense? So that way, so this is a Buddha saying, it's just making really fancy clothes and wearing the fancy head and sitting on the fancy throne and really, really expensive clothes and they say have some retinue and acting like a fancy one cannot make you a good teacher, good monk.
Но это не сделает вас хорошим учителем или монахом.
No. But this day is a measurement of the good teacher or not is a robe, hat, throne.
Не имеет значения, какой вы учитель, хороший или нет, это зависит от того, если у вас трон, одежда.
Not about the wisdom, not about the,
это не о мудрости.
Morality, not about the discipline.
Нет,
not about the. So what Buddha is saying is,
что Будда сказал?
Who can be called the truly ordained or the worthy of the yellow robes is a purge of the stain.
Кто облачен в желтую монашескую одежду?
Defilement and will establishing in virtue. So what is the will establishing in the virtue is all the body, speech, and mind establishing the
будет полон верен и искренних усилий. Что же это значит?
And feel with the self-control.
Это означает
feel with the self-control mean
самоконтроль означает
our emotion, control of the hate, aversion, and anger of those kind of emotions,
Это свобода от
especially
эмоций,
from the
негативных
attachment,
эмоций, особенно от
and
привязанности.
live with a truthfulness, or live with the honor, live with a
Оставайтесь в самоотречении, оставайтесь в правдивости.
Without that deceiving, can say deceiving, yeah.
Without deception?
Deceptions.
Yeah.
Without the deceptions. So that is
Без
become
распутствий.
worthy of yellow robes. So that way, and then yes,
Тогда
that one is it
воистину
doesn't matter wearing yellow robe or
вы
not.
достойны
Otherwise, it's just
желтой
somebody
одежды
like a
монаха.
Devadatta who have no
Такой,
discipline,
как
who have
Девадатта,
no wisdom, who have no pure conduct. Just wearing yellow robe itself cannot make him to
который у
be
него не было ни
worthy
правильного
of receiving
поведения,
that kind
ни
of
правильных
offering. So that is what
мыслей.
Buddha
Он
said.
просто одел эти одежды и все. Вот что
Okay,
сказал.
then next one is said,
Следующее
speaking
говорит,
in the bamboo grove concerning to the Sanjaya. So this is Sanjaya is actually teacher of the Shariputra and the Mogayana. Shariputra and the Mogayana, before meet with the Dharma, they actually kind of like they really family. So what the family, they joined to the spiritual path. But when they joined to the spiritual path, they made with the Sanjaya. So Sanjaya is become their teacher. But the Sanjaya, their teaching is really limited. They know only certain things, you know. So when he is giving teaching, and he couldn't take further than that. But Shariputra and Mogayana wishing to go to further than that, but the Sanjaya I couldn't take. So then later they found about the Buddha. So they want to join to the Buddha. So then they, you know, I think Sanjaya maybe not necessarily pleased with that. So I think that reason Buddha spoke to this to the those who mistaken to unessential to be essential, and essential to be unessential, dwelling in the such wrong thought, never realizing the essence. Those who know the essential to be essential and essential to be unessential, or unessential to be unessential, doing in the such right thought to realizing the essence.
Несущественное является несущественным, пребывая в правильных мыслях, приходит к сути. Те, кто принимает несущественное за существенное, а существенное за несущественное,
we cannot say anything for the other religion. That's not our business. But when it comes to the Buddhism, particularly Tibetan Buddhism,
особенно тибетский буддизм,
sometimes we really focusing on the essential point is more important than essential point.
Самое важное это существенное.
Like, for example, churches. What they're focusing people is a melody, how well drum they use and how well bell they use. That is the most important. Long as you know the melody, you know the drum using well, you know the bell using well, you are a good practitioner.
Это не означает, что вы хороший практик.
Yeah?
Да?
Most people look that way.
Ну, некоторые люди так думают, что ну вот барабан, мелодия, это достаточно.
Most people focus on that. Same way, lots of time we focus on so much on the rituals, how to learn the mantra, how to learn how to use the instrument. This is the whole life spent on that.
И проводит свою жизнь, проводя ритуалы. Видимо, связь опять прервалась. Связь, кстати, очень плохая. Периодически я неважно слышу учителя, но я стараюсь не пропустить ни одного слова, насколько это возможно, с учетом того, что вот связь не очень.
This is internet is really bad. Even my phone is.
Да,
I'm
вот
sorry,
он
people.
говорит,
I have
приносит
a poor
извинения,
internet here.
очень плохой интернет у
Want me to try to
учителя.
make ads to it?
Now, so way, those are method. Method is a necessity,
Метод обязателен,
but the main goal is a wisdom.
но самая главная цель — это мудрость.
So that way,
Знаете?
like a ritual. Yes, you have to know how
Да,
to make the
ритуалы,
mandala.
да,
You
вы
have to know
знаете,
how to
как
make the torama. You
построить
have to know how to
мандалу,
use
как
the
делать
instrument.
торма,
You have to
как
know how to
использовать
do the ritual.
инструменты.
But most important,
Но
essential is the
самое важное,
meditation
существенное
on
— это
generation stage and the completion stage. That is the
медитация
essential.
на стадии
So most of
зарождения и
people don't know
завершения.
anything about the generation stage and completion stage, but know really well how to perform the ritual.
Многие люди не знают ни об
That
стадии
is talking about
зарождения,
this.
ни
We're
завершения, но
talking
при этом
too
они
much of
выполняют
the.
ритуалы. К сожалению, опять связь прервалась.
I'm sorry, my internet is not working, and also the time is
Учитель
stop.
извиняется за
I
свой
hope
интернет.
next time is better.
Он надеется, что
Today
в
we're
следующий
going to
раз
stop
будет
here.
лучше. Мы
Okay.
здесь остановимся.
Chanchu senjo remboche maje bana je joje je ba nyamba memba ya kone ondo pe wo sho ta da kwe tam je je do yube je we zawan de
Всем большое спасибо. Всего доброго.